The elevator doors slid open with a soft ding, and Garrett Harlan stepped into the penthouse office of Harlan Tech, his family's Silicon Valley empire. At 32, he was the youngest CEO in the company's history. But tonight, as rain lashed against the floor-to-ceiling windows, he felt like a fraud. His hand trembled as he clutched the leather-bound journal he'd found hidden in his assistant Jordan's desk drawer during a routine security sweep. Pages filled with intimate confessions about a love that could destroy everything Garrett had built. Garrett's heart pounded as he flipped through the entries, each one a dagger. "I can't stop thinking about him," Jordan had written, the ink smudged as if from tears. "Garrett looks at me like I'm the only one who sees through his armor. But what if his family finds out? They'd crucify us both." The words blurred as Garrett's mind raced back to their first stolen moment 6 months ago. A late-night strategy session that turned into a kiss in the empty boardroom, igniting a fire neither could extinguish. But this journal wasn't just a diary. It was a roadmap of deception. Entries detailed Jordan's internal battles, his guilt over lying to his conservative parents back in Texas, and worse, a recent call from Garrett's own sister, Emily, who suspected something and had been probing Jordan for information. Garrett slammed the journal shut, his breath coming in short gasps. How had it come to this? He was the golden boy, groomed to take over the family business, engaged to a socialite named Claire for appearance's sake. Coming out wasn't an option, not with his father's evangelical ties and the board's whispers about traditional values in tech. Jordan arrived minutes later, soaked from the storm, his dark hair plastered to his forehead. He froze when he saw the journal on Garrett's desk. "Garrett, I can explain." "Explain what?" Garrett's voice cracked, a mix of fury and fear. "That you've been documenting our every move? Or that my sister knows?" Jordan's face paled. "She doesn't know everything. I didn't tell her. But she's been asking questions, and I panicked. I wrote it down to make sense of it all." The room felt smaller, the air thick with unspoken accusations. Garrett paced, his mind flashing to his childhood in upscale San Francisco suburbs, where his father's sermons on moral fortitude echoed through dinner conversations. Harlan Tech wasn't just a company. It was a legacy built on image, and Garrett had sacrificed his authenticity for it. Meeting Jordan, a sharp-minded 28-year-old from a modest background who'd risen through the ranks, had been like finding oxygen in a vacuum. Their connection was electric, shared laughs over code bugs, quiet dinners disguised as work meetings, and finally, that kiss that shattered Garrett's carefully constructed walls. But now doubt crept in. Was Jordan using him? The journal mentioned Jordan's financial struggles, student loans piling up, and a vague reference to opportunities if things went south. Garrett's trust fractured. "Did you ever think about what this could do to me? My family would disown me. The board would oust me." Jordan stepped closer, his eyes pleading. "I love you, Garrett. That's why I wrote it, to remind myself why it's worth the risk. But yeah, I'm scared too. My folks think I'm straight, successful, the perfect son. If they knew." Their argument escalated, voices rising over the thunder outside. Garrett demanded Jordan delete any digital traces, while Jordan accused him of being ashamed. It ended with Jordan storming out, leaving Garrett alone with the journal and a gnawing emptiness. The next morning, Garrett called an emergency meeting with his father, Victor Harlan, a stern man in his 60s whose influence loomed large. Victor arrived at the office, his face etched with concern. "What's this about, son? You look like hell." Garrett hesitated, the words stuck in his throat. He couldn't confess yet, but he needed advice veiled as business strategy. "Hypothetically, Dad, what if someone in the company was compromising our values?" Victor's eyes narrowed. "Fire them. No questions. Family comes first. Our name, our reputation." Garrett nodded, but inside, turmoil brewed. He spent the day avoiding Jordan, burying himself in mergers and acquisitions. Yet every email from Jordan, professional, curt, twisted the knife. By evening, Garrett drove to Jordan's apartment in Oakland, the Bay Bridge lights blurring through his windshield. Jordan opened the door, surprise flickering across his features. "What are you doing here?" I can't let this end like this, Garrett said, stepping inside. The small space was a stark contrast to Garrett's luxury condo. Bookshelves crammed with novels, a guitar in the corner, remnants of a life unpretentious. They talked for hours, peeling back layers of fear. Jordan revealed his upbringing in a small Texas town, where being gay meant exile. I moved to California to escape that, but it follows me. Garrett shared his own scars. The pressure to marry Claire, the fake dates, the loneliness. I thought I could compartmentalize it, but you changed everything. As dawn broke, they reached a fragile truce. No more secrets, but caution. Little did they know, Emily had followed Garrett, her suspicions confirmed by the sight of his car parked outside Jordan's building. Emily Harlan confronted Garrett the following week at a family brunch in their parents' sprawling Atherton estate. The table was laden with fresh fruit and pastries, but the atmosphere crackled with tension. I saw your car at that assistant's place, she whispered as their mother, Lydia, chatted about charity galas. What's going on, Garrett? Garrett's fork froze mid-air. Emily, his younger sister at 29, had always been his confidant, but her marriage to a pastor amplified her adherence to family doctrine. It's nothing, he lied, but his voice wavered. After brunch, in the garden under blooming roses, Emily pressed harder. I know about Jordan. I overheard him on a call once. Are you involved? The admission hung in the air. Garrett's world tilted. Emily, please. It's complicated. Complicated? Dad would have a heart attack. And Claire? You're engaged. The engagement was a sham, arranged to quell rumors, but Garrett couldn't say that. Instead, he begged for time. Emily agreed reluctantly, but her eyes held judgment, a mix of love and disapproval rooted in their shared upbringing. Meanwhile, Jordan faced his own demons. Back in the office, a promotion opportunity arose, a lead on a new AI project. But accepting it meant more visibility, more scrutiny. He confided in a colleague, Mia, who was openly queer. Garrett wants to keep us hidden. It hurts. Mia advised caution. Tech world's progressive on paper, but money talks. Harlan Tech's investors are old school. Jordan's journal entries grew darker, chronicling the emotional toll. Late nights alone, he questioned if love was worth the isolation. Then, a call from his mother shattered his resolve. Jordan, honey, when are you bringing home a nice girl? Your father's not getting younger. The lie slipped out easily. Soon, Mom. But hanging up, tears came. He texted Garrett. We need to talk. This is killing me. They met in a discreet coffee shop in Berkeley, away from prying eyes. Garrett arrived frazzled, having just dodged Claire's questions about wedding plans. Emily knows, he said flatly. Jordan's face drained of color. What now? We lay low. No more risks. But Jordan pushed back. Laying low means denying who we are. I didn't sign up for a shadow life. The argument exposed cracks. Garrett's fear of loss versus Jordan's need for authenticity. They parted unresolved, each retreating to solitude. Days blurred into weeks. Garrett threw himself into work, sealing a major deal that boosted stock prices. Praise poured in, but it felt hollow. At a company gala in San Francisco's Moscone Center, Jordan attended as staff, their eyes meeting across the room. A silent ache. Claire, ever the perfect fiancée, clung to Garrett's arm. You seem distant, she murmured. Guilt gnawed at him. Claire deserved truth, but revealing it would unravel alliances. Later, in a quiet hallway, Jordan cornered him. This charade, it's betrayal, Garrett. To her, to us. Garrett's whisper was fierce. I'm protecting us. Jordan walked away, leaving Garrett reeling. The turning point came when Victor announced a family retreat in Lake Tahoe. Time to bond, discuss the future, he said, eyeing Garrett. Emily's knowing glance suggested ulterior motives. Jordan, sensing the storm, made a decision. He applied for a transfer to the New York office, distance as self-preservation. When he told Garrett via encrypted message, the response was immediate. Don't. Please. But Jordan hit send on the application, the click echoing his resolve. Unbeknownst to him, Mia, in a misguided attempt to help, leaked a rumor about office romances, setting tongues wagging. Garrett's phone buzzed with alerts, anonymous tips to the board. Panic set in. He confronted Mia, who apologized profusely. I thought it would force change. Instead, it forced a choice. Garrett called Jordan to his office that night. If you leave, it's over. Jordan's eyes filled with tears. Then make it real, Garrett, or let me go. The standoff lingered, the city lights twinkling mockingly outside. Garrett reached for Jordan's hand, a small act of defiance. But as they embraced, a security camera whirred, unseen, but recording. The video surfaced anonymously on the company's internal forum 2 days later, a grainy clip of Garrett and Jordan's embrace in the office. Whispers turned to roars. By morning, Garrett's inbox overflowed with concerned emails from board members. Victor called immediately. What the hell is this, son? Garrett's denial crumbled under his father's interrogation. It's true, Dad. I'm gay. Jordan and we're together. Silence stretched. Then Victor's voice boomed. This is a disgrace. Think of the family, the company. The call ended with Victor demanding Garrett's resignation. Emily, torn, texted, I love you, but this hurts everyone. Claire, upon learning, broke off the engagement tearfully. I suspected, but I hoped. Her pain was a mirror to Garrett's own. Jordan faced backlash too. Colleagues avoided him. HR summoned him for conduct review. His transfer request was denied pending investigation. Calls from Texas flooded in. His parents, alerted by a cousin in tech, demanded answers. Is this some California phase? His father barked. Jordan's response, no, Dad, it's who I am. The line went dead, a rejection louder than words. Amid the chaos, Garrett and Jordan clung to each other in hidden motels, their love a refuge. But external pressures mounted. Protests from conservative investors picketed Harlan Tech's headquarters. Signs reading, Family Values First. Stock dipped 5%. Garrett met with the board in a sterile conference room. My personal life doesn't affect my leadership, he argued. A grizzled director countered. It affects perception. We're in Bible Belt markets too. Votes were cast. Garrett retained his position by a slim margin, thanks to progressive allies. But the victory was Pyrrhic. His relationship with Victor fractured. Jordan, meanwhile, grappled with isolation. Friends distanced themselves, fearing association. In therapy, secret sessions paid out of pocket, he unpacked years of suppression. I traded authenticity for acceptance, he told the counselor. A pivotal confrontation occurred at the Tahoe retreat. Victor had invited the family, excluding Jordan. Garrett arrived defiant, but the cabin's warmth couldn't melt the ice. Over dinner, Victor laid it out. End this nonsense, or you're cut off. No inheritance, no support. Lydia, quieter but influential, added, think of your sister, the grandkids she'll have, our legacy. Emily interjected, Dad, times change. Garrett deserves happiness. But Victor's ultimatum stood. Garrett stormed out into the snowy night, calling Jordan. I can't lose you. Jordan's voice trembled. But at what cost? Back in the city, a betrayal unfolded. Mia, remorseful but desperate for redemption, approached Emily with evidence. Screenshots of Jordan's journal she'd somehow obtained. Emily, in a moment of weakness, showed Victor. The journal's contents fueled Victor's rage. He leaked excerpts to a conservative media outlet, anonymized but damning. Headlines screamed, Tech heir's secret gay affair rocks family empire. Garrett woke to paparazzi at his door. Jordan's apartment was besieged, their private world shattered publicly. In the fallout, Jordan confronted Garrett. How did this happen? Garrett pieced it together, Mia's involvement, Emily's lapse. Trust eroded further. My own family. They decided to fight back. Garrett scheduled a press conference, but Jordan hesitated. This could destroy my career. The decision weighed heavy. Exposure versus erasure. As cameras flashed, Garrett stepped to the podium alone. Today I come out as gay. My relationship with Jordan Ellis is real, and I'm proud of it. The room erupted. Support poured from LGBTQ+ groups, but backlash intensified from traditionalists. Jordan watched from afar, heart swelling yet breaking. His parents disowned him via email. "You're no son of ours." The price of truth, freedom, but at the cost of roots. In the weeks following the press conference, Garrett and Jordan navigated a new reality. Supportive messages flooded social media, but hate mail arrived daily. Harlan Tech's PR team worked overtime, rebranding with diversity initiatives. Stock rebounded slightly, buoyed by millennial investors. Yet, personal tolls mounted. Garrett's therapy sessions revealed deep-seated resentment toward Victor. "He built me to be his clone, not my own man." Jordan, jobless after resignation to avoid scrutiny, struggled financially. He crashed on friends' couches, his guitar his only solace. Composing songs about lost love, he pondered if visibility was worth destitution. A reconciliation attempt with Emily failed. At a neutral cafe in Palo Alto, she apologized. "I panicked. Dad pressured me." Garrett's forgiveness was tentative. "You chose him over me." Emily's tears. "I'm trying to bridge it." But bridges burned when Victor sued for control of family trusts, citing moral turpitude. Lawyers descended, dissecting Garrett's life. Jordan's awakening came via a support group in San Francisco's Castro district. Stories of others' journeys mirrored his: familial rejection, societal bias. "I won't hide anymore," he vowed. He landed a freelance gig at a startup, but tensions with Garrett simmered. Garrett's privilege irked Jordan. "You have money to fall back on. I don't." Arguments escalated. "I'm fighting for us," Garrett yelled. "You're fighting for your image," Jordan retorted. A damaging choice loomed. Victor offered a truce. End the relationship, regain favor. Garrett confided in Jordan, who exploded. "If you even consider it." Garrett didn't, but the seed of doubt grew. Meanwhile, Jordan reconnected with an ex, Tyler, an activist from college. Tyler's openness contrasted Garrett's caution. Over coffee, Tyler said, "You deserve someone proud." Jordan resisted, but the flirtation lingered in his mind. Betrayal struck when Garrett discovered texts from Tyler on Jordan's phone. Innocent, but intimate. "Who's this?" Garrett demanded. "Just a friend," Jordan lied, guilt flashing. The lie festered. Garrett withdrew, burying in work. Jordan, feeling abandoned, leaned on Tyler more. At a Pride event in June, Jordan attended with Tyler, photos surfacing online. Garrett saw them, heart-shattering. "Is this payback?" Jordan's defense: "You pushed me away." The split was messy, accusations flying. Garrett accused Jordan of using him for clout. Jordan called Garrett a coward. Alone, Garrett confronted Victor at the family home. "Why can't you accept me?" Victor's response: "Because it's wrong. God says." "God? Or your ego?" The door slammed, a final severance. Jordan, regretting the drift, ended contact with Tyler. But damage done, he moved to Los Angeles for a fresh start, accepting a job at a queer-friendly firm. Months passed. Garrett dated casually, but emptiness persisted. A therapy breakthrough: "I sacrificed love for fear." He reached out to Jordan via email. "I miss you. Can we talk?" Jordan's reply: "Maybe, but things have changed." Their reunion in a neutral LA cafe was tentative. Eyes met, old sparks flickered. "I was wrong to hide," Garrett admitted. Jordan nodded. "And I was wrong to seek elsewhere." Forgiveness tentative, they agreed to try again. Slowly, openly. But society tested them. A documentary producer approached, wanting their story. Garrett hesitated. Jordan pushed. "It's time to own it." The decision: yes, but on their terms. As filming began, old wounds reopened, reliving betrayals, losses. The documentary, titled Hidden Codes, delved deep into their saga. Interviews with Emily revealed her growth. "I was blind to my brother's pain," Victor declined comment, but his absence spoke volumes. Airing on a streaming platform, it garnered acclaim and controversy. Conservative pundits decried it as propaganda. LGBTQ+ advocates hailed it as empowerment. Garrett's business thrived post-release, attracting diverse talent, but personal life remained fraught. Jordan's parents reached out tentatively. A Christmas card, neutral but open. Jordan visited Texas, alone. His father's gruff welcome. "We saw the film." Conversations were stilted, but seeds of understanding planted. "I don't get it, but you're my son." Back in California, Garrett proposed couples therapy. Sessions uncovered mutual resentments. Garrett's class privilege, Jordan's impulsivity. A major conflict arose when Garrett received an inheritance offer from Victor, conditional on discretion. No more public displays. Jordan urged rejection. "It's manipulation." Garrett agreed, burning the bridge fully. Their relationship deepened, but external forces intruded. A stalker, emboldened by the doc, harassed them online. Police involved, safety compromised. Jordan's career flourished, but imposter syndrome lingered. "Am I here for talent or the story?" Garrett reassured. "Both, and that's okay." A moral dilemma emerged. A young intern at Jordan's firm came out, facing backlash. Jordan mentored him, drawing from experience. But when the intern's family threatened disownment, Jordan advised patience, echoing Garrett's past caution. Garrett disagreed. Fight for truth. The debate mirrored their history. Caution versus confrontation. Resolution came in a quiet moment on a Malibu beach. "We've paid enough," Jordan said. "Let's live." They moved in together, a cozy house in the Hollywood Hills, symbol of commitment. Yet, shadows persisted. Emily's pregnancy announcement brought joy, but Victor's refusal to meet the grandchild stung. At a family gathering without Victor, bonds mended. "Emily, I'm proud of you, Garrett." Jordan's family visited, awkward but progressing. Highs and lows intertwined. A promotion for Garrett meant travel. Jordan felt neglected. An argument led to a night apart. Echoes of past betrayals. Reconciliation. "We're in this together." As years hinted at passing, though time compressed in their whirlwind, their story inspired others. Speaking engagements followed, advocating for acceptance. But a final test, Victor's health scare. Hospitalized with a heart attack, he called Garrett. "I was wrong. Come home." Garrett went, Jordan by his side. Victor's weak smile. "This is him." Introductions tentative, but a breakthrough. "I don't understand, but I love you." Tears flowed, forgiveness earned through suffering. Jordan's parents followed suit, a family dinner bridging divides. Yet not all healed perfectly. Scars remained, reminders of costs. With Victor's recovery, family dynamics shifted. Holidays included Jordan, conversations evolving from tolerance to tentative acceptance. Garrett's leadership at Harlan Tech incorporated inclusivity policies, transforming the company culture. Jordan published a memoir based on his journal, Shadows Unveiled, chronicling their journey. Reviews praised its raw honesty, sparking debates on societal progress. But success bred envy. A former colleague sued for defamation, claiming the doc misrepresented events. Courts dismissed it, but stress reignited old tensions. In therapy, they addressed lingering trust issues. "We survived the storm," the counselor noted. "Now build the calm." They did, traveling to Europe away from scrutiny. In Paris, under the Eiffel Tower, Garrett proposed. "Marry me, Jordan. No more hiding." Jordan's yes sealed their commitment. The wedding, intimate in Napa Valley, symbolized triumph. Emily officiated. Victor attended, albeit quietly. Jordan's parents flew in, toasts blending tears and laughter. Post-honeymoon, life normalized. Garrett mentored queer youth. Jordan advocated for workplace equality. Yet reflections haunted. Late nights, Garrett pondered choices. Was the pain worth it? Jordan, it shaped us. A community event brought closure. Speaking to a crowd, Garrett shared, "Love demands sacrifice, but denial demands more. Applause echoed, but internal peace was the true reward. Years later, adopting a child tested them anew. Societal biases surfaced, adoption agencies probing their stability. They persevered, welcoming a son, teaching him resilience. As their story faded from headlines, personal growth endured. Victor's passing brought inheritance without strings, a final atonement. In quiet moments, they revisited the journal, now a relic of turmoil turned testament. Their love, forged in fire, stood resilient. But one question lingered, sparking endless debates among those who knew their tale. Was coming out at such a high personal cost the right choice, or could discretion have spared the irreversible damages to family and self?